Good morning, my fellow yoga travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, live the life we love. This week we've been working on opening the heart, and I always like to say that we all need the help, right? We all need all the help we can get. And first thing that the Eastern philosophy suggests is that the answers lie within. So we become poor spiritually from looking for the gold outside ourselves. Misery comes from looking elsewhere instead of looking inside yourself. So the masters say, but what do they know? So be right there with the next breath. That'll bring you into the here and now. And always remember to basically speak kindly, speak carefully. People hurt you, don't use your words for retaliation or revenge. Say something hurtful. Offer sweet words, kind words, an act of listening. Then you can hear, even with a few short phrases, you'll hear the person suffering and your heart will melt. So wherever you are, make the best. That's the essence of everything I have to say. So let's get some visuals on this. This PowerPoint presentation is called Whoever Sets Out. And here's the idea. Whoever sets out to purify themselves, to improve themselves, to grow spiritually, you're assisted from above. Take any of these images you want that just represents aspects of your own higher consciousness, externally reflected in a different form, but the message is always the same. Now, the problem that we have is, number one, the follies of the world eclipse the light. Light is dormant, it's there, but we're so distracted by the show, the shit show, the carnival, Babylon, Mammon, the material plane, call it whatever you want, that we forget. But what the masters tell us is that spirit is a word, experience, or reality. It's either not designating anything if you believe, oh, spirit, woo woo, right? But it's at least as real as anything that you see, that you experience on the material plane. If you don't get that, your faith ain't going to take you too far. Now, Albert Einstein loves it. So reality is merely an illusion, although a very persistent one. But also remember, I like pie. He had a good sense of humor, right? But it's a modern assumption that objective reality is physical reality, which equals the real, only to the extent that you can quantify things, but you can't qualify this. Now, Carl Jung makes a really great point here that one looks back with appreciation to the brilliant teachers, but with gratitude to those who touched our human feelings. The curriculum is so much necessary raw material, but warmth is the vital element for the growing child, plant, and the soul of the child. So just think about it. It's the people who deeply move you emotionally that you remember the most. So memories of moments of illumination, that's spirit's presence right there. Now, I'm from Brooklyn. Sometimes people say, oh, you're a rockhead, you're stubborn, you persevere, you don't give up. But the guardians of consciousness maintain rock-like solidity to prevent us from careless living. So they're our conscience. Our ancestors have bequeathed this to us for us to understand something deep about our own humanity. And the myths remind us by telling us stories of our homeland. We all want to sit around the fire and share what's going on as we huddle together in the dark. But if you're going to enter what I call the zones of annihilation, that's the way of transformation. You got to give up. All week we've been talking about letting go of the hold of yourself, of the solidity that our repeated stories seem to make that reality so difficult to break through. We cling to it, we reinforce it. Right? Remember, by talking about it, it's like refusing to let it go. But once we do, there's a slow liberation that happens. Like we say, all born into the human race, you recognize your family, you recognize your tribal condition, you recognize there's a folk culture that it may be connected to. And out of that comes what we think of as the laws of the state, the moral laws of spirituality. And then eventually, it's the free individual. The individual shouldn't be serving the monolithic society. It should be serving the individual. Thanks, but gotta go. but it doesn't mean you're a lone wolf. You eventually remember to get your connection. As Jesus said, I am the vine and ye the branches. Without me, you can do nothing. Right? So if you cut yourself off from the source of your connection, which is your biosocial reality as well, you live an impoverished life. So eventually you have to reintegrate. And you do it by ritual initiation in the old ways, right? It's a survival technique to deal with your ego and its narcissistic grandiosity. I love this little one. Okay, now let's see your downward dog. The Skull Smashers gang were known for their cruel and inhuman initiation rituals. Oh my God, wait till they teach them Parshvadanyarasan, right? And then I love this idea. A narcissist will use the phrase, get over it, because to them your concerns are trivial. And if it's not about them, then they're not interested. So how do you know if you're a narcissist? Very simple. The narcissist test. Step one, take a moment to think about yourself. Step two, if you made it to step two, you're not a narcissist. But remember, as you're doing this work, whoever sets out is assisted from above. So the next corollary is always, are you the one who is to come, or should we look for another? You are the one who is to come.